Hello, and thank you so much for joining us on this week's episode of the program. It's Sport Pizza, of course, it's the biggest, the boldest, and where you get the absolute best in the ever exciting world of sport. My name is Brownson, one of your hosts, and lots of things loaded for your viewing pleasure. Now, we must tell you that it's few days or few games to the end of the seasons in major leagues in Europe. Now, in England, of course, games were played this week. Of course, we are all looking for the final day. It looks like maybe not the league again. Most people will say 3 points is really not enough to win league. But when Man City gets that, you may just want to close the shop. But however, it looks like the relegation battle, top for Champions League, will all go down the wire. Who qualifies for Champions League? Who plays Europa League? Who goes to the Conference League? Big question that will be answered the last day of the season. Of course, done and dusted in Spain. Now, it's beautiful thing happening in Italy right now. I mean, we've always talked about one horse race in Italy. Moved to 2 horse race. It looks like we're having 3, but don't narrow down to 2. AC Milan putting all their might in this one. Looks like they just might clinch this one and return back to Europe. A lot of things to talk about. Let's take a very quick break. When we come back, we'll serve you all the details, so don't go away. Welcome back. My strike partner, Lakunle Philip, joins me at this time. Kunle, good time on the program today.
Yeah, top of the day to you, Brownson. It's great to be here to talk sports. And just like you said, we're winding down to the end of the league for some various countries. And of course, the league has actually climaxed in, probably not climaxed, but already know the eventual winner.
So
in La Liga. But in England and in Italian Serie A, it promises to go down the wire.
Let's see how well that wire goes. We hope he doesn't get burnt. Now let's stick with England. Now, Manchester City last weekend put up a 3-point lead after Liverpool slipped, and it looks like it just might be the end of the road. I feel for Liverpool, they put all their might to the game, but it wasn't just good enough. In front of their fans, they lost vital 2 points. Yeah,
they lost vital 2 points. A very disappointing one for them in that game. One would have expected them to, with the way things have been going down between the team and Manchester City, with the way Manchester City have been taking down their opponent. The previous week, it was 5-0 in favor of Manchester City against Watford. And, they've been taking all their opponents to the cleaners, taking a claim, telling everyone who care to listen that they are not ready to relinquish that position, and looking at also the fact that they were ousted from the FA Champions League. One will have expected also that they put all their might in this one, and exactly what they did against a rejuvenated Tottenham Hotspur, but they put 5 goals past Tottenham, past Newcastle United, and for the Liverpool versus Tottenham game, we knew was going to be one of the biggest games for Liverpool, and of course for Tottenham. For Arsenal fans, some people would have preferred, that Liverpool beats Tottenham Hotspur, but it didn't happen that way. Liverpool gave everyone the reason why they are one of the top teams any day, anytime in the English Premier League, and they fought it out, even drawing the first blood before Liverpool restored parity. So it's a good one for Tottenham. Also for Liverpool, it's a sad one for them, because I keep saying it, I've been saying it even 7 games before now, that Manchester City are not ready to joke or relinquish that position. And I think that just like you said, it's going to be Manchester City that crowned as the EPL champion for 2021-2022 season.
The beauty about this is that if the other 3 games anything to go by, or 2, it might still go down the wire, because until it's over, with the way the table still is,
absolutely,
it's not over. Now, Everton, must be said, fought their way out of relegation last weekend. Most people want to say it's just 1 point ahead, above drop zone. But if you look at the fact that Leeds United and Burnley have, seats closest to be relegated. Now, after last weekend, Watford also joined Norwich. They'll be playing in Championship next season. Absolutely. One more team to go. It looks like these guys must fight And we'll look at the last games and see look at their chances. But it looks like these guys must fight till the last whistle.
Yeah, they're going to fight. It's going to be a massive fight. And that's why Lampard also said after the game against Chelsea that they got that win against Chelsea, that they were going to fight even in the game against Leicester at the King Power Stadium, and
they did just that.
They did justice to that game and winning by 2-1 against all expectations. Alex Iwobi with providing the first goal. It was simply fantastic in that game, and with the look of things, with the way the team have been playing, though let's not forget they also have 1 or 2 tough games. They have a game against Arsenal, but looking at the fact that after that game against Leicester City, we had Leeds United dropping to the 18th position, and it's really a very sad one for Leeds United. Leeds United also have a tough game to play. I think it's going to be against. I think they have a game against. I think it's going to be against Tottenham or Spurs or something.
So now let's quickly look at this week. Some games have already gone down. So I'm just going to avoid those games that went down on Wednesday, and of course we also understand Arsenal played Tottenham on Thursday. But let's look at the game on Saturday. I mean, this would change the course of the league. Now, Tottenham Spurs, that is also fighting for top 4, who were playing Burnley. And Burnley's on the relegation waters. So
Absolutely.
This favors Everton. That's depending on how this game turns out to be. Aston Villa takes out Crystal Palace. Leeds United, an informed Brighton, even though they are away from home, taught Manchester United footballing lesson. 4-0 last weekend. It was whooping. Now, as if that's not good enough, West Ham takes on Manchester City. Now, most people want to say West Ham are not a very strong team. You have to watch out. David Moyes understands this team. We've seen what they've done so far. So they might
act like spoilers.
They just might be a spoiler. So City have to be worried about that. Wolves take on Norwich. Everton again takes on Brentford. It looks like it's getting easier for them.
Yeah, it's getting easier for them. I think that Everton will be able to escape from my calculation, from the permutation and the postulation that I've done. I think Everton will be able to escape. I think that Burnley and Leeds United one of the 2 teams might just be dropping. Possibly Leeds United, because they look like a team, though they fought against Arsenal, but their best were not good enough in that game. And with the great games they have in hand, the games they have left, I think it's going to be it will take extra brilliance, extraordinary performance from them to be able to come out of this. But with the look of things, I think they might just be joining up with 2 other teams who are dropped.
Now, I'm sure Arsenal fans want to know who they are playing.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you.
We know it.
Newcastle United.
Yeah, we play Newcastle, we play Everton. Yeah,
don't forget, you are playing Newcastle away from home.
Yeah,
And Newcastle, rejuvenated Newcastle.
Yeah, they were decimated by Manchester City last week.
So are you saying Arsenal is in the class of Man City?
No. Arsenal is not. Arsenal is not in the class of Manchester City. But when you look at the way the guys have been playing, young boys, 20 years, 19, in their early 20s, are playing against big teams, and they are against big boys, and they are getting the result. I was speaking with Johnny this morning about the game between Arsenal and Manchester United. When Arsenal had the penalty, they scored. They were on the verge of scoring the 3rd goal, and they had the Gia coming close to Saka, trying to intimidate him. And the young man looked away. Even Cristiano Ronaldo came, also tried to intimidate him. The young man looked away. And then when it was time to take the penalty, scored it. So I think these boys are rejuvenated, and they are hell-bent on getting the result and qualifying for the Champions League. I think it's going to be very massive for them. It's going to be, they are going to be unstoppable. And looking at the fact that, looking at how this game actually went down between Arsenal and Tottenham just a few days ago. So I think that, at the end of the day, Tottenham might just have to play in the Europa League.
Okay. I see where this was going all along. But now, next week, Tuesday, will be another big day for Liverpool, because they will be playing another tricky tie, just like we predicted against Tottenham. Now, they'll be playing Southampton, who in the past have been Liverpool's, supermarkets, where they buy most of their players. But they'll be playing Southampton this time. That's on the 17th of May. That game would decide who wins the league. If Liverpool draws that game and Tottenham wins the weekend game, it means that title is relinquished before even the last game of the season. But quickly, let's look at what the table looks like right now in England. I must tell you, very exciting indeed. Now, top on the log, no doubt, Manchester City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal makes up the top 4, anyway, temporarily. Now, in the Europa League position, we have, don't worry.
Temporary. You're not talking about Chelsea. Because Chelsea is just 1 point above Arsenal. And with the way Chelsea has been structuring, there's every tendency that even Chelsea might, have to drop and might have to jostle with Tottenham in the Tottenham Hotspur in the
for Europa.
In the 4th position. So,
so in other words, Arsenal can still finish 3rd.
Absolutely. That's what I want you to believe.
Okay, you need to convince me more. But anyway, Tottenham, Manchester United are in Europa position. But again, Manchester United stand a chance of dropping further because they've played more games ahead of other teams. Now, if West Ham win the next game, they will move to Europa position while United drops to, not a very good one too.
Absolutely.
And just that it's over. I would have said, mind you, would have, missed out of all European football, but Wolves, that is sitting on 8th position, isn't doing well at all. Now, let's look at the bottom, where it's getting more exciting. Now, prior to last weekend, guys, the likes of Everton were struggling for relegation. 2 weeks ago, it looks like they were going to drop, but of course, won against Chelsea. This just the past weekend put up a very good performance away from home against a very difficult opponent in their ranks, Leicester City. Now, they sit in 16th position, just 1 point ahead of Burnley and Leeds United. I think this drop has to be between these 3 teams.
Yeah, I said it, and I've said it before, and I'm still going to say it. It's going to be between just 2 teams. Everton, I think, will do enough to escape relegation. For Burnley and Leeds United, they really need to give it a fight. But I think at the end, it might just be Leeds United dropping at the end. All right,
Leeds United dropping at the end. But I must tell you guys, I can't wait for next week to come because I want to talk about the final day of the season in England. But before we go further on the show, let's take a very quick break. When we come back, more stories to come. Don't go away. Welcome back. Now let's go straight to La Liga, where even though Real Madrid has won the league, but there's still lots of things to fight for. Top 4 battle to UEFA Champions League is still up for grab. Europa League is up for grab, as well as the Conference League. And the relegation battle is also very fierce. But because of time, let's look at the top 4 in Spain right now. Atletico Madrid last season were fantastic. Looked like they didn't put up that same commitment this season.
Yeah, they didn't put up that same commitment this season. You can not always have it good every season, but this season hasn't been the best for them. But then they are still able to hold their own. They are 4th on the table, and just last week they defeated Real Madrid by 1-0. Yeah, that should be expected because Real has already won the league. They are playing in the UEFA Champions League final, and they rested about 7 players, key players. The likes of Benzema had to sit down and watch because
Vinicius and the likes.
That you rest such players because the game is going to be a physical battle. They knew that Atletico Madrid needed that win to also stake a claim in the UEFA Champions League spot. So it went their way, and of course they were able to cut away with the 3 maximum points. Still has a lot to do, though. Real Betis is still, they look like they are far away from the likes of Barcelona, who are 2nd, Sevilla 3rd with 65 points, and of course Atletico Madrid with 64 points. So it's going to go down the wire as regards who will come 2nd, 3rd, and who will pick the UEFA Champions League spots between these teams. But I think Barcelona has cemented a place in the UEFA Champions League, no doubt. Sevilla also have cemented a place, not forgetting Atletico Madrid. But Real Betis is going to be difficult because they have 58 points, and then with just 3 games to go, it's going to be very difficult for them. So for Atletico Madrid, they still need to go back and, of course, prepare for the next season because this season hasn't been the best for them. But despite that, they are still able to qualify for the UEFA Champions League.
Yes, that's what it is. Now, one thing is sure, in Italy, looks like it's done and dusted. Juventus cannot win the league because it's remaining just 2 games to go, and they currently sit on 4th position with 69 points. Leaders of the table, AC Milan, fantastic game they've had, fantastic season they've enjoyed as well, sits on top of the table with 80 points, 2 more games to go. Inter Milan, wow, are closely monitoring AC Milan, 78 points. 2 points, they are peeping, and they had it all. They had their chances, they let it slip through their hands. And AC Milan, I mean, you have to give them kudos. They've gone away from home, they've picked up points in very difficult grounds.
Even in the dying minutes of games. We're talking about the games involving them and LS Verona.
Yeah.
A game that, they were leading. They restored parity, and they had to go all out and score in 2 more goals to get to secure the 3 maximum points. This has been the case for AC Milan this season. Even when they are not playing well, they are able to grind out the result, and that's a hallmark of the champion team. It's been so good for them. For Inter Milan, they've not done badly as well. They've been playing very well, despite, remember what happened to Inter Milan after they won the Scudetto last season. Some of the players left and all of that. They had some issues, but they are still fighting it out. And like you said, it's still going to go down the wire. For SSC Napoli, I think the team I've been mostly disappointed with is SSC Napoli because they started like the house on fire. They were leading the league. They were on top of the table at some point, but they took their foot completely off the gas pedal, losing some vital games, some games at home, and right now they are 3rd on the table with 73 points. It's going to be difficult for them. They can't even win the league anymore. So I think
but one thing is sure, they're going to Champions League.
Yeah, absolutely, they're going to the Champions League. And for Juve, a very bad one for them because they're going to be coming out. They're going to be coming 4th. It's going to be difficult for them to pick a UEFA Champions League spot. They're going to have to play off and all of that. So I think that it will do. When you look at fair play and justice, when you talk about justice in football, it will be disheartening if eventually AC Milan begin to drop points with just 2 games to go, and
Inter Milan
clinch the title. So I think I'm rooting for AC Milan. I think that they've done enough to win the league.
And of course, we didn't mention Roma. Roma sits on the Conference League position on 6 points.
They are in the Conference League.
59 points so far. Now, if they clinch the Conference League title, now that means that they'll qualify automatically to the Europa League next season. Now, let's come back home and look at what's happening. Kule, your man, Ladan Boso, did the first one, 2-0. Against his opponents in the first leg of the WAFU.
First game of the WAFU Championship is a qualifier for the under-20 African Cup of Nations, which will be taking center stage next year. I think I'm very happy about, for some of us who had our reservations when Ladan Bozo was employed, the timing and all of that, we felt that the team and his antecedents.
No, we also. I personally didn't question timing. I question his technical abilities.
I question the timing. I know you question his tactical ability as a coach, but he was able to prove everyone wrong.
No, it's not his first game. So
Bronson. I watched that game from beginning to the end.
It's not enough, Kule.
It's not enough.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it in future. Let's review this later.
Yeah, they did well. Fantastic game from the beginning to the end. They dictated the pace of the game, and then they took the game to the Ghanaians. They made their physical presence known, and in the 6th minute they got the first goal, and then the second goal also coming. The Ghanaians didn't look like they played second fiddle to the Flying Eagles all through. So I think with the way the team played, they've got the manner they scored the goals was simply breathtaking. I remember the Ghanaian commentator said, after the guy, I think it was Sanusi, after he beat the goalkeeper, he took the ball. He saw that the 2 defenders who were going to probably, stop the ball from entering the net. He played the ball. He took it up. It was a loop. And, the commentator said, wow, this is like Sedumani kind of goal. So that goes to tell you the matter. And the second goal, the guy took on about 3 defenders before slotting the ball into the back of the net. So the team, for me, looks very formidable. They look like a team that can go all out, but you know, you don't judge by a team by just the first game. So you know,
no, you have already judged the game.
No. They're playing against Burkina Faso as well. We hope the team will be able to get the job done and qualify for the African Under-20 Championship. The last time out, the Ghanaians defeated us by 2-0. So I feel very happy. Most of my Ghanaian friends has not extended the call to me because you know, we beat them hands down in this game. Okay. The last time at the World Cup point when we were ousted by them, I was getting a lot of calls from them. But this game, we took them completely to the cleaners. I've not been getting calls from them.
Let's see how clean they can finish in this one. Our time flies when we talk sport. Luckily, Philip, at this time, I must thank you so much for coming on the program today.
Yeah, it's always my pleasure to be here.
All right, we hope you enjoyed that. And that brings us to the end of the show today. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Now, don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms currently displaying on your screen right now. You can also go to our YouTube channel. It's Sport Pizza on YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel to watch all our exciting content. On behalf of the production crew, thank you so much for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.